What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right, so I wanted to wait till I did this review. I went to see. I didn't go opening weekend. Sometimes I go when I try to go to these movies when they open. I try to go opening weekend, but did not go to see Fast X opening weekend. But it's Memorial Day weekend, second week. I said let's slide on over to the theater and check it out. And there were a lot of leaks. That's another reason why I try to go early. There were a lot of leaks because there were a few things that I saw on like Reddit and different forums and stuff, and they had kind of spoiled what was going to happen in certain parts of the movie. So there were a couple of things that happened that when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this is what I saw online. So um, that being said, I really enjoyed Fast X. I am surprised by that. Um, it's doing okay in the U.S. box office, but like the opening weekend, it only did like 67 million. And I read an article. It was in Variety, and it was saying that yeah, the 67 million is okay, but compared to other Fast movies, it was one of the lower performing ones. Just in the U.S., overseas, it's going crazy. The movie's over 400 million already. And I got to be honest, I thought the movie was super strong, well written. The action's incredible. Everybody in it, man. There's so many little things I want to talk about, but I was surprised how much I enjoyed Fast X, and with the 10th entry in the franchise. Gotta be honest, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like Fast X because I I was not the biggest fan of Fast Nine. Didn't love John Cena. And now, I'm not a John Cena hater. I loved him in the WWE, and I highly recommend Peacemaker. If you got Max, watch Peacemaker on Max. It's fantastic. So I'm not trying to be a John Cena hater, but I did not like him as Jacob Toretto in Fast Nine. So when I saw that, okay, he's back, and they were saying The Rock wasn't coming back because they kept trying to get The Rock to come back. He was like, no, I'm not ever coming back. That's Vin's thing because the Vin Diesel was the executive producer on the Fast and Furious movie. So even when The Rock and Jason Statham shot off and did the Hobbs and Shaw movie, that Vin had to like approve a lot of the stuff, and he was still listed as a executive producer because it spun off of the fan. So he's getting paid, and these movies have done like over $10 billion. It's crazy how successful the Fast and the Furious franchise has been. But like I said, nine was okay. It wasn't. I've seen a lot worse movies than Fast Nine, but nine, like I thought when I watched the Fast, I've seen every Fast and Furious movie. Tokyo Drift isn't as bad as I've watched it when I first watched it the first time. Van wasn't in it, and then obviously if you've seen Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Van shows up at the end in the end credit thing. But I thought Tokyo Drift isn't great, but it's not a horrible movie. But once they got into the Shaw trilogy, when I okay, you start off with Fast Five, and then you that introduces Luke Hobbs, and then you get into 6 and 7. I thought, and then obviously Paul Walker died while they were making 7, which that's a thing because his character's still alive in the movie. It's kind of crazy. They just go, oh, he's off screen, that kind of thing. And I kind of thought that they would take that opportunity since he is unfortunately no longer with us. I thought they would take that opportunity to give him a heroic death. But man, there's just so much to unpack. I want to talk about a few things that I really enjoyed about Fast X. Let's see, number one. I thought everybody did the thing. Matter of fact, I liked John Cena in this. I thought maybe because if you saw Fast Nine, he was the villain, and then obviously had a redemption arc there, and him and Dominic, made amends, and then they were cool, and then obviously we go into Fast X, and now they're brothers, and he's the uncle to Dominic's son, Brian, the whole deal. So we got that things again. Great acting. There wasn't anybody in the movie. I was really impressed with Tyrese. Tyrese surprised me, and I mean, I watched him in all these Fast and because he was the first Fast and Furious movie he was in was Too Fast, Too Furious, because Vin Diesel refused to. What's the guy, Neil Moritz? I think he was the original director. Well, he was one of the producers, and I think Rob Cohen is the director. But him and Vin were real cool. They did Fast and the Furious together, and then the movie made money, and he wanted to renegotiate or whatever, and he had some ideas for where he wanted to take the story. The studio didn't agree. He said he wasn't doing it, and then Vin was like, well, if he's not gonna direct it, then I'm not going to be in the movie. And then so they got Paul Walker to come back, and then they brought in Tyrese to take his place. And Too Fast, Too Furious actually made money. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. That's where we got Ludacris's character Tej, and that's where we got Roman, Tyrese's character. So that's an important movie in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Then, like I said, they talked Vin Diesel into appearing in Tokyo Drift. They paid him like $5 million to be in the movie for like one scene. So he was good with it. And then he came back with Rob Cohen in what was it, Fast and Furious. And they also they did Triple X together, which Triple X was a good movie. So the Fast and the Furious, starting with 5, we bring in The Rock as Luke Hobbs, and then 6 and 7 with the Shaw brothers. It was like, I thought those 3 movies were very strong in the franchise. You got Fast 8, where you got Charlize Theron as Cypher, which, she was such a good villain. She really made me dislike her, and I love Charlize Theron. But boy, I saw her as Cypher, and she made me hot. I was like, I'm like, that's why you can tell somebody's a great actress or whatever, because she really made me feel like she was that character, and I had some hard feelings towards her. I couldn't believe some of the stuff she did. But let me tell you, as we talk about Fast X, Jason Momoa was incredible. I loved him. I was like, they let Jason Momoa just do whatever he wanted. They just let him, because Jason Momoa's character is the son of, what's the guy, Reyes, who was the villain in Fast 5, the one where they were down in Brazil and everything. He was the son. If you saw that, that Dominic and his team worked with Hobbs, and they took down this Reyes guy, and they robbed him for over $100-some million. They took all the kind of money from him. Apparently, they went back and showed some scenes from that 5th Fast and the Furious movie. And then they cut some. They actually brought the actor. They looked like they did some de-aging, because that movie was like 12 years ago or whatever. But it looked like they did a little de-aging so that he could act with Jason Momoa. And they cut a couple of new scenes and intercut them in with the original scenes from Fast 5. And then obviously kind of show what was happening while Dominic and his team were taking the guy down. And then obviously he was taken down, and Jason Momoa's character Dante is wanting revenge for his father. So that's what starts everything. I thought Jason Momoa really channeled. He was on some Heath Ledger Joker vibes. I'm serious. He could play the Joker. The way he was acting, if they said, okay, we're doing Batman and Jason Momoa was the Joker, I'd be with it. The way he played Dante, I thought he was funny, and he just really filled up the screen. You just saw it. He was so good. I was like, wow. I mean, he was over the top. He was literally a Batman villain. he's 3 steps, 20 steps, 500 steps ahead of Dom. Every time they think, okay, we got him this time, and he's got a plan. Every time he's like, okay, now this is when they bring it home and they stop him. There's another twist. There was so many twists and turns. I couldn't believe it, but I loved it. I love Fast X. I'm surprised. I think that movie, like I said, it's gotten off to a slower start in the U.S. It's still going to make money, but the international audience is really rocking with this, and I think it deserves it. It's great. Certainly, I'm not going to give spoilers away. Like I said, the stunt work, all the special effect, all that stuff. Just big explode, blah, 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 just everything. There was no moment wasted on the screen. Vin Diesel was Vin Dieseling. Like I said, I was really impressed with Tyrese. I really think he stepped his acting chops up quite a bit. I liked his character. It looked like Roman. They gave Roman a little bit more to do. Somebody I didn't expect to say this. They put Brie Larson. If you saw the trailer, Brie Larson's in the movie. She's playing Kurt Russell's daughter. Kurt Russell played Mr. Nobody in the Fast movies. He's like the lead of this special agent team that Dominic Toretto and all the other people on the team, they do missions for Mr. Nobody. And then they also had Clint Eastwood's son. Scott Eastwood is Little Nobody. So it's like you got Mr. Nobody. Now Kurt Russell is not in Fast X, which surprised me. They talk about him, but Brie Larson is playing because it was one of the first appearances that Mr. Nobody did. He kind of mentioned, I think when he was talking to Hobbs, that he had a daughter, and Brie Larson is playing that daughter. So she's Mr. Nobody's daughter. Mr. Nobody, after some of those missions went kind of awry, he's doing a Nick Fury. He's kind of laying in the cut, so that's why he's not there. I was surprised Kurt Russell did not return to appear, but we know now we're getting 2 more Fast and the Furious movies. There was just going to be 1 more, but there's going to be 2 more. There are some crazy rumors that I saw online, and like I said, these are all rumors. This is just stuff that I've seen other people speculating, little gossip movie blogs and stuff like that. Because Vin Diesel was hanging out. He was hanging out with Tom Cruise at some race. There was some race about a week ago, and him and Vin Diesel and Tom Cruise, they were chilling and they were talking. So everybody was like, maybe Vin is trying to get Tom Cruise to be the major villain, because there's this talk that the real villain has not been revealed yet, and it would be really cool if Tom Cruise would show up in the last 2 Fast as the big bad, and then Dominic and his team now I will say Fast X does not have they kind of leave it on a cliffhanger. They don't resolve everything because they've already told us that we're getting 2 more movies. So we know we're getting 2 more movies, so they didn't wrap everything up. You see, it's the same thing. Not trying to give a spoiler, but it came out a while ago that The Rock was going to, he was only in the 1 scene, but he is in it. When, you wait for the credits to end, and then boom, he pops up. But Jason Momoa is Dante. I loved him. I thought him and Vin, it was like he was just so good at it. I was like, I always loved, he was Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones and everything. I've seen him in other. Some people hated that Conan movie that Jason Momoa was in. I actually thought it was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst thing. It was that Cole. Remember that Cole the Conqueror barbarian movie with what's the guy from Hercules? Kevin Sorbo. That movie wasn't very good. I thought Conan was leaps and bounds better than that. Now, it's not the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conans, but I thought if they had did a Conan 2, I'd have been cool with Jason Momoa coming back as Conan. But it didn't make money, so that's why they didn't do anymore. But I like Jason Momoa. Again, him as Dante, that was dope. Like I said, I like John Cena. He made me like his character, Jake, a lot more. We get more Charlize Theron as Cypher. Michelle Rodriguez, she was a baddie. She did her thing. Everybody, it was like everybody stepped their game up, and the action, everything. I was like, man, I was on this edge of my seat. Now there's you have to ignore certain things. Like one of the things that really turned me off of Fast 9 is that they drove the car into outer space. And when I heard that leaked online, and I thought it was a troll, and then I watched the movie and they drove a car into outer space, and I was like, okay, the whole thing. But it's good to see Jason Statham back, because I mean, again, no spoilers. They showed him in the trailer, so you know he's in there because he's in the trailer. Jason Statham, Helen Mirren, who plays Jason Statham's mother, she's there. You know, all the, you know, Han and Tej, who's played by Ludacris, and Tyrese is Roman. And, you know, was it Natalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones? She's back. Everybody's back. And it's just man, 2 thumbs up. If Siskel and Ebert were still with us, I'd give it 5 out of 5. And I know that I was like, and I'm not saying I was really excited and happy, really enjoyed what I watched. It was a great movie. But if you've seen Fast X, if you're looking forward to seeing the last 2 Fast and the Furious movies when they come, I don't know when they're going to start production on those, but just based on the way Fast X ended, I am really wanting to see what happens with Dominic and his team, and Dante, and hopefully, like I said, there's rumors that there is a real big bad that has not fully been revealed. What if it is Tom Cruise? That would be, now, like I said, Tom's not in the movie because that would have leaked already. But if Tom Cruise would agree to be the villain, we know that The Rock has worked his little differences out with Vin. He's clearly, because they're supposed to be doing Hobbs and Shaw too. And certain things happened in Fast X that I, like I said, don't want to spoil it, but certain things happened with the Shaw character, and certain things happened with the Rock's character. So either they're going to deal with certain things in Hobbs and Shaw 2, because they're supposed to be, because that first one made over $700-something million. It was a big hit. So Hobbs and Shaw 2 is supposed to be coming, but we're also getting Fast 11 and Fast 12. So whatever's going to happen, I know they're going to make it. Like I said, I think this movie, because it's already over $400 million when you add in the international, that movie, Fast X, I think it's going to do at least $750-800 million. It's good. It's really good. It's just fun. It's not woke. It's just, you know, it's just a fun movie. You just go in, you know, get you a drink and a popcorn and just chill and just watch it, and you just suspend disbelief and just have fun. It's escapist fare. It's just, I really enjoyed it. It's like I said, 10 out of 10. I give it. I really enjoyed it. But if you didn't, get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please check out my podcast at anchor.fm/AkariPress, or just type in Akari Press on your favorite streaming platform today.